Hi everyone, Amanda here.
Hi, and I'm Kate. Welcome
to the National Museum of Australia. Thanks everyone who watched last week. We hope you enjoyed making board games and playing them. We certainly did. And in fact, I won.
That she did.
Okay, Kate, but before we get started today, I think we need to give some acknowledgements.
Let's do it. So we are here in Canberra, and I'd like to pay our respects to the Ngunnawal, and Ngambri people on whose land we are on today. Feel free to join in at home with the actions. So here is the ground, which covers the land. Here is the sky, which covers the land. And here are our hearts, which care for the land. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Kate. Okay, so this morning, Kate,
Yes?
I went outside.
Yep.
I got some letters.
Really? How old-fashioned.
I love getting letters. Do you guys like getting letters at home? What do you mean old-fashioned?
Oh, it's very slow. I use my computer or my phone to send messages.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot faster. I call that snail mail.
It's funny you should say snail mail because I used to have a snail in my letterbox that used to eat holes in my mail, which is pretty
Hence why
funny.
I moved to the computer.
But actually there's something delightful of knowing that something's not that quick, that you will get it in a few days. And it's pretty special when someone makes the time to actually create a letter for you or a postcard.
That's very true. I must say, I do have a collection at home myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got a pile here. I've got a postcard from a friend who actually went swimming with whale sharks, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
I've actually got one that I've kept for a long time that my daughter made, and it's inviting me to a cat called Blackie's birthday party, which is pretty special. I've got postcards from overseas. I've got bills, not very exciting. What about your letters? Have you got?
I do have a collection. I must admit, I have kept a lot from my younger days. I have a card here from a friend who's made a personal bookmark for me.
Is that
So
a handmade?
a handmade bookmark
Wow.
where she drew the picture.
That's pretty special.
I have one from grandparents with more pictures in them, explaining what they did on their holidays.
So that's pretty cool. So it's a letter and they've actually drawn things as well.
It is.
Love that.
Yep. This one's kind of special. This one's got a stamp on the back of this envelope.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's in Chinese, and that's the name, who it's from. Lots of different ones.
I have this letter here actually, because our friend Graham knew we were talking about the post today, and he actually sent me a letter with some facts about Australia Post. Okay, Kate, I'm going to
Okay.
ask you some questions.
Test me, go for
See
it.
if you know the answers at home. How many post offices do you think we have in Australia?
Okay. 500.
Not bad, 4,366.
Whoa.
How many motorbikes do you think deliver the mail?
Okay, have a guess at home. How many motorbikes?
7,000. And we even have 6 aeroplanes that help deliver the mail all over Australia, which is pretty cool. And in fact, we're a museum, Kate, so why are we talking about mail and postcards?
Well, I do know we have a rather large collection of mail.
We have a collection relating to Australia Post that has 87 separate items. Some of them are post boxes, which is pretty cool, letters, stamps, posters. Actually, stamps in themselves are really cool. So what we're going to do today, Kate, is we're actually going to make our own letters and postcards to send to some of our friends. But we can't go past a joke, Kate. Come on, you must have a joke.
I do have a joke. I do have a joke. So what travels around the world but stays in the corner?
Travels around the world but stays in a corner?
Yep.
I have no idea.
Have a guess at home. Can't hear you. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's right. A stamp.
Oh,
Thought that was quite a good
seriously,
one.
Kate, that was bad. Okay, so what we're going to do today is I've actually literally gone around and found lots of materials. We've got pens, we've got scissors, we've got paper. I'm going to make a postcard today to send to my nieces, Carla and Emily. They live in Sydney.
I'm going to make a letter to my grandmother, but I'm just going to use a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm going to start by copying my hand. I'm going to show my grandmother how much I've grown this week.
Have you grown?
I have.
I love
I
that.
have.
Well, I'm actually going to make some flowers to put on my postcard to send to to Emily and Carla.
Oh, what a lovely thought.
Now, you know, you can even decorate the envelopes. You could write a poem.
That's true.
And actually, if you're all at home, you could draw the view from your window, which would be pretty cool.
You could also make your own paper. Here we've got some beautiful handmade paper with grass seeds in it.
I love that.
Some people use perfumed paper too.
Ooh, a bit smelly. So when you open the envelope, you would smell.
That's right, that's right.
I hope it's a nice smell.
This is a top secret one a friend made me. This one sealed up with tape. It says for my eyes only. So very top secret. The envelope helps protect the mail.
I'd love to read what's inside that one.
We've also got some origami ones here. So we've folded up the letter into tiny little parcels.
As we'll put some links up with some ideas and maybe a template about how to make an envelope. Don't forget though, when you put it in an envelope, you have to get the address right.
Yep, so Australia Post has lots of tips on how to send your mail. Please send us some mail. We'd love to have your mail. Yep.
Actually, that's a great idea. If you're at home, we would love you to make a letter, draw a letter, write a poem, draw the picture from outside your window or your pet.
Maybe share your collection at home.
And send us a letter or a postcard.
Yep.
We'll put the link up after this video.
Yep.
Thanks everyone, we're going to keep working.
Bye.
Have a lovely day.